Dr. Dre. Andre Romelle Young, better known by his stage name Dr. Dre, is an American rapper, record producer, and entrepreneur. He is the founder and current CEO of Aftermath Entertainment and Beats Electronics. Dre was previously the co-owner of, and an artist on, Death Row Records. He has produced albums for and overseen the careers of many rappers, including Tupac, the D.O.C, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Xzibit, Knoc-turn'al, 50 Cent, The Game and Kendrick Lamar. He is credited as a key figure in the popularization of West Coast G-Funk, a style of rap music characterized as synthesizer-based with slow, heavy beats. As of 2017, he is the third richest figure in hip-hop according to Forbes, with a net worth of $740 million. Dre began his career as a member of the World Class Wreckin Cru, and later found fame with the influential gangsta rap group N.W.A with Eazy-E, Ice Cube, MC Ren, and DJ Yella, which popularized the use of explicit lyrics in rap to detail the violence of street life. His 1992 solo debut, The Chronic, released under Death Row Records, led him to become one of the best-selling American performing artists of 1993, and to win a Grammy Award for the single, Let Me Ride. That same year he produced Death Row label mate Snoop Dogg's quadruple platinum debut Doggy Style, and even molded artists into top-notch producers such as his stepbrother Warren G, which led to his multi-platinum debut Regulate, G-Funk Era in 1994, and Snoop Dogg's cousin Daz Dillinger, which led to the double-platinum debut album Dog Food by Tar Dog Pound in 1995. In 1996, he left Death Row Records to establish his own label, Aftermath Entertainment. He produced a compilation album titled Dr. Dre Presents the Aftermath in 1996, and released a solo album titled 2001 in 1999. During the 2000s, he focused on production for other artists, while occasionally contributing vocals to songs. Dr. Dre signed Eminem in 1998, and 50 Cent in 2002 to his record label respectively, while contributing production on their albums. He has won 6 Grammy Awards, including Producer of the Year. Dr. Dre has also had acting roles in movies such as Set It Off, The Wash, and Training Day. Rolling Stone ranked Dre at 56 on the list of 100 greatest artists of all time. Early life. Young was born in Compton, California, the first child of Theodore and Verna Young. His middle name, Romelle, is derived from his father's amateur R&B singing group, the Rommells. His parents married in 1964, separated in 1968, and divorced in 1972. His mother later remarried, and had 3 children, sons Jerome and Tyree and daughter Shamika. In 1976, Young began attending Vanguard Junior High School in Compton, but due to gang violence, he transferred to the safer suburban Roosevelt Junior High School. He lived a few years in Carson during his middle school years. Young has told that he was mostly raised by his grandmother in New Wilmington Arms Housing Project in Compton. His mother later married Warren Griffin, whom she met at her new job in Long Beach, which added 3 stepsisters and 1 stepbrother to the family. The stepbrother would eventually become rapper Warren G. Young is the cousin of producer Sir Jinx. He attended Centennial High School in Compton during his freshman year in 1979, but transferred to Fremont High School in South Central Los Angeles due to poor grades. Young attempted to enroll in an apprenticeship program at Northrop Aviation Company, but poor grades at school made him ineligible. Thereafter, he focused on his social life and entertainment for the remainder of his high school years. Young fathered a son with Cassandra Joy Green named Curtis. Curtis was brought up by his mother, and first met his father 20 years later, when Curtis became rapper Hood Surgeon. 1984 1985 World Class Wreckin Cru. Inspired by the Grandmaster Flash song, The Adventures of Grandmaster Flash on the Wheels of Steel, he often attended a club called Eve after dark to watch many DJs and rappers performing live. He subsequently became a DJ in the club, initially under the name of Dr. J, based on the nickname of Julius Erving, his favorite basketball player. At the club, he met aspiring rapper Antoine Carabie, later to become member DJ Yella of N.W.A. Soon afterwards he adopted the moniker Dr. Dre, a mix of previous alias Dr. J and his first name, referring to himself as the master of mixology. Eve After Dark had a back room with a small 4-track studio. In this studio, Dre and Yella recorded several demos. In their first recording session, they recorded a song entitled Surgery, with the lyrics calling Dr. Dre to surgery, serving as the chorus to the song. He later joined the musical group World Class Wreckin Cru under the independent Crew Cut Records. In 1984, the group would become stars of the electro-hop scene that dominated early 1980s West Coast hip-hop. Surgery, which was officially released after being recorded prior to the group's official formation, would prominently feature Dr. Dre on the turntable. The record would become the group's first hit, selling 50,000 copies within the Compton area. Dr. Dre and DJ Yella also performed mixes for local radio station KDAY, boosting ratings for its afternoon rush hour show The Traffic Jam. Dr. Dre's earliest recordings were released in 1994 on a compilation titled Concrete Roots. Stephen Thomas Erlewine of the website AllMusic described the compiled music, released several years before Dre developed a distinctive style, as surprisingly generic and unengaging and, for dedicated fans only. His frequent absences from school jeopardized his position as a diver on his school's swim team. After high school, he attended Chester Adult School in Compton following his mother's demands for him to get a job or continue his education. After brief attendance at a radio broadcasting school, he relocated to the residence of his father and residence of his grandparents before returning to his mother's house. He later dropped out of Chester to focus on performing at the Eve's After Dark nightclub. 1986 to 1991, N.W.A. and Ruthless Records. In 1986, Dre met rapper O'Shea Jackson, nicknamed Ice Cube, who collaborated with Dr. Dre to record songs for Ruthless Records, a rap record label run by local rapper Eazy-E. N.W.A. and fellow West Coast rapper Ice-T are widely credited as seminal artists of the gangsta rap genre, a profanity-heavy subgenre of hip-hop replete with gritty depictions of urban crime and gang lifestyle. Not feeling constricted to racially charged political issues pioneered by rap artists such as Public Enemy or Boogie Down Productions, N.W.A. favored themes and uncompromising lyrics, offering stark descriptions of violent, inner-city streets. Propelled by the hit, Fucked Our Police, the group's first full album Straight Outta Compton became a major success. Despite an almost complete absence of radio airplay and major concert tours, the Federal Bureau of Investigation sent Ruthless Records a warning letter in response to the song's content. After Ice Cube left N.W.A. in 1989 over financial disputes, Dr. Dre produced and performed for much of the group's second album EFIL for Zagan. He also produced tracks for a number of other acts on Ruthless Records, including Eazy-E's 1988 solo debut Eazy Does It, Above the Law's 1990 debut Livin' Like Hustlers, Michelle's 1989 self-titled debut, the D.O.C's 1989 debut No One Can Do It Better, J.J. Fad's 1988 debut Supersonic, and funk rock musician Jimmy Z's 1991 album Musical Madness. 1992 to 1996, The Chronic and Death Row Records. After a dispute with Eazy-E, Dre left the group at the peak of its popularity in 1991 under the advice of friend, and N.W.A lyricist, the D.O.C, and his bodyguard at the time, Suge Knight. Knight, a notorious strongman and intimidator, was able to have Eazy-E release Young from his contract and, using Dr. Dre as his flagship artist, founded Death Row Records. In 1992, Young released his first single, the title track to the film Deep Cover, a collaboration with rapper Snoop Dogg, whom he met through Warren G. Drive. Dre's debut solo album was The Chronic, released under Death Row Records with Suge Knight as executive producer. Young ushered in a new style of rap, both in terms of musical style and lyrical content, including introducing a number of artists to the industry including Snoop Dogg, Corrupt, Daz Dillinger, RBX, The Lady of Rage, Nate Dogg, and Jewel, on the strength of singles such as Nothing But A.G., Thang, Let Me Ride, and Fuck With Dre Day, all of which featured Snoop Dogg as guest vocalist. The Chronic became a cultural phenomenon, its G-funk sound dominating much of hip-hop music for the early 1990s. In 1993, the Recording Industry Association of America certified the album triple platinum, and Dr. Dre also won the Grammy Award for Best Rap Solo Performance for his performance on Let Me Ride. For that year, Billboard magazine also ranked Dr. Dre as the 8th best-selling musical artist, The Chronic as the 6th best-selling album, and Nothing But A.G. Thang as the 11th best-selling single. Besides working on his own material, Dre produced Snoop Dogg's debut album Doggy Style, which became the first debut album for an artist to enter the Billboard 200 album charts. At number 1. In 1994, Dr. Dre produced some songs on the soundtracks to the films Above the Rim and Murder Was the Case. He collaborated with fellow N.W.A member Ice Cube for the song Natural Born Killers. In 1995, for the film Friday, Dre recorded Keep the Heads Ringin', which reached number 10 on the Billboard Hot 100 and number 1 on the Hot Rap Singles charts. In 1995, Death Row Records signed rapper Tupac and began to position him as their major star. He collaborated with Dr. Dre on the commercially successful single, California Love, which became both artists' first song to top the Billboard Hot 100. However, in March 1996, Young left the label amidst a contract dispute and growing concerns that label boss Suge Knight was corrupt, financially dishonest and out of control. Later that year, he formed his own label, Aftermath Entertainment, under the distribution label for Death Row Records, Interscope Records. Subsequently, Death Row Records suffered poor sales by 1997, especially following the death of Tupac and the racketeering charges brought against Knight. Dr. Dre also appeared on the single, No Diggity by R&B group Blackstreet in 1996. It too was a sales success, topping the Hot 100 for 4 consecutive weeks, and later won the award for Best R&B Vocal by a Duo, a group at the 1997 Grammy Awards. After hearing it for the first time, several of Dr. Dre's former Death Row colleagues, including Tupac, recorded and attempted to release a song titled Toss It Up, containing numerous insults aimed at Dr. Dre, and using a deliberately similar instrumental to No Diggity, but were forced to replace the production after Blackstreet issued the label with a cease and desist orders stopping them from distributing the song. 1996 to 1998, moved to Aftermath Entertainment. The Dr. Dre Presents the Aftermath album, released on November 26, 1996, featured songs by Dr. Dre himself, as well as by newly signed Aftermath Entertainment artists, and a solo track, Been There, Done That, intended as a symbolic farewell to gangsta rap. Despite being classified platinum by the RIAA, the album was not very popular among music fans. In October 1996, Dre performed Been There, Done That on Saturday Night Live. In 1997, Dre produced several tracks on the firm's The album. It was met with largely negative reviews from critics. Rumors began to abound that Aftermath was facing financial difficulties. Aftermath Entertainment also faced a trademark infringement lawsuit by the underground thrash metal band Aftermath. First Round Knockout, a compilation of various tracks produced and performed by Dr. Dre, was also released in 1996, with material ranging from World Class Wreckin' Cru to N.W.A to Death Row recordings. Dr. Dre chose to take no part in the ongoing East Coast-West Coast hip-hop rivalry of the time, instead producing for, and appearing on, several New York artists' releases, such as N.W.A's Nas' Coming, Cool J's Zoom and Jay-Z's Watch Me. The turning point for Aftermath came in 1998, when Jimmy Iovine, the head of Aftermath's parent label Interscope, suggested that Dr. Dre sign Eminem, a white rapper from Detroit. Dre produced 3 songs, and provided vocals for 2 on Eminem's successful and controversial debut album, The Slim Shady LP, released in 1999. The Dr. Dre produced lead single from that album, My Name Is, brought Eminem to public attention for the first time, and the success of the Slim Shady LP, it reached number 2 on the Billboard 200, and received general acclaim from critics, revived the label's commercial ambitions and viability. 1999–2000 to 2001. In Albany, New York, July 2000. Dr. Dre's second solo album, 2001, released on November 16, 1999, was considered an ostentatious return to his gangster rap roots. It was initially titled The Chronic 2000 to imply being a sequel to his debut solo effort The Chronic, but was retitled 2001 after Death Row Records released an unrelated compilation album with the title Chronic 2000, Still Smokin' in May 1999. Other tentative titles included The Chronic 2001 and Dr. Dre. The album featured numerous collaborators, including Devin the Dude, Snoop Dogg, Corrupt, Xzibit, Nate Dogg, Eminem, Knoc-turn'al, King T, DeFari, Cocan, Mary J. Blige, and new Protege Hitman, as well as co-production between Dre and new Aftermath producer Romelle Young. Stephen Thomas Erlewine of the website AllMusic described the sound of the album as adding ominous strings, soulful vocals, and reggae to Dr. Dre's style. The album was highly successful, charting at number 2 on the Billboard 200 charts, and has since been certified 6 times platinum. Validating a recurring theme on the album, Dr. Dre was still a force to be reckoned with, despite the lack of major releases in the previous few years. The album included popular hit singles, Still Dre and Forgot About Dre, both of which Dr. Dre performed on NBC's Saturday Night Live on October 23, 1999. Dr. Dre won the Grammy Award for Producer of the Year, Non-Classical in 2000, and joined the Up in Smoke tour with fellow rappers Eminem, Snoop Dogg, and Ice Cube that year as well. During the course of 2001's popularity drive, Dre was involved in several lawsuits, Lucasfilm Limited, the film company behind the Star Wars film franchise, sued him over the use of the THX trademarked Deep Note. The Fatbark Band also sued Dr. Dre over alleged infringement regarding its song, Backstrokin', in his song, Let's Get High from the 2001 album. Dr. Dre was ordered to pay $1.5 million to the band in 2003. The online music file sharing company Napster also settled a lawsuit with him and metal band Metallica in the summer of 2001, agreeing to block access to certain files that artists do not want to have shared on the network. 2001 to 2007, focus on production and detox. Following the success of 2001, Dre focused on producing songs and albums for other artists. He co-produced 6 tracks on Eminem's landmark Marshall Mathers LP, including the Grammy-winning lead single, The Real Slim Shady. The album itself earned a Grammy, and proved to be the fastest-selling rap album of all time, moving 1.76 million units in its first week alone. He produced the single, Family Affair, by R&B singer Mary J. Blige for her album No More Drama in 2001. He also produced Let Me Blow Your Mind, a duet by rapper Even No Doubt lead singer Gwen Stefani, and signed R&B singer Truth Hurts to Aftermath in 2001. Dr. Dre was the executive producer of Eminem's 2002 release The Eminem Show. He produced 3 songs on the album, one of which was released as a single, and he appeared in the award-winning video for Without Me. He also produced the D.O.C's 2003 album Juice, where he made a guest appearance on the tracks Psychic PYMP Hotline, Gorilla Pimpin', and Judgment Day. Another copyright-related lawsuit hit Dr. Dre in the fall of 2002. When Saregama, a film and music company based in Calcutta, India, sued Aftermath Entertainment over an uncredited sample of the Lata Mangeshkar song, Thoda Resham Lagta High on the Aftermath-produced song, Addictive by singer Truth Hurts. In February 2003, a judge ruled that Aftermath would have to halt sales of Truth Hurts' album Truthfully Speaking if the company would not credit Mangeshkar. Another successful album on the Aftermath label was Get Rich or Die Tryin', the 2003 major label debut album by Queens, New York-based rapper 50 Cent. Dr. Dre produced or co-produced 4 tracks on the album, including the hit single, In Dark Club, a joint production between Aftermath, Eminem's boutique label Shady Records and Interscope. Eminem's 4th album since joining Aftermath, Encore, again saw Dre taking on the role of executive producer, and this time he was more actively involved in the music, producing or co-producing a total of 8 tracks, including 3 singles. In November 2004, at the Vibe Magazine Awards show in Los Angeles, Dre was attacked by a fan named Jimmy James Johnson, who was supposedly asking for an autograph. In the resulting scuffle, then G-Unit rapper Young Buck stabbed the man. Johnson claimed that Suge Knight, president of Death Row Records, paid him $5,000 to assault Dre in order to humiliate him before he received his Lifetime Achievement Award. Knight immediately went on CBS's The Late Late Show to deny involvement, and insisted that he supported Dr. Dre and wanted Johnson charged. In September 2005, Johnson was sentenced to a year in prison in order to stay away from Dr. Dre until 2008. Dr. Dre also produced How We Do, a 2005 hit single from rapper The Game from his album The Documentary, as well as tracks on 50 Cent's successful sophomore album The Massacre. For an issue of Rolling Stone magazine in April 2005, Dr. Dre was ranked 54th out of 100 artists for Rolling Stone magazine's list, The Immortals, the greatest artists of all time. Kanye West wrote the summary for Dr. Dre, where he stated Dr. Dre's song, Explosive, as where he got the whole sound from. In November 2006, Dre began working with Raekwon on his album Only Built for Cuban Links 2. He also produced tracks for the rap albums Buck the World by Young Buck, Curtis by 50 Cent, Tar Blue Carpet Treatment by Snoop Dogg, and Kingdom Come by Jay-Z. Dre also appeared on Timbaland's track, Bounce, from his 2007 solo album. Timbaland presents Shock Value alongside Missy Elliott and Justin Timberlake. During this period, the D.O.C. stated that Dre had been working with him on his fourth album Voices Through Hot Vessels, which he planned to release after D.O.C arrived. Planned, but unreleased albums during Dr. Dre's tenure at Aftermath have included a full-length reunion with Snoop Dogg titled Break Up to Make Up, an album with fellow former N.W.A member Ice Cube which was to be titled Helter Skelter, an N.W.A reunion album, and a joint album with fellow producer Timbaland titled Chairman of the Board. In 2007, Dre's third studio album, formerly known as D.O.C, was slated to be his final studio album. Work for the upcoming album dates back to 2001, where its first version was called The Most Advanced Rap Album Ever, by producer Scott Storch. Later that same year, he decided to stop working on the album to focus on producing for other artists, but then changed his mind. The album had initially been set for a fall 2005 release. Producers confirmed to work on the album include DJ Khalil, Knots, Bernard, Focus, Edwards Jr., High Tech J.R. Rotem, RZA, Jay-Z, Warren G., and Boy Wonder. Snoop Dogg claimed that D.O.C was finished, according to a June 2008 report by Rolling Stone magazine. After another delay based on producing other artists' work, D.O.C was then scheduled for a 2010 release, coming after 50 Cent's Before I Self-Destruct, and Eminem's Relapse, an album for which Dr. Dre handled the bulk of production duties. In a Dr. Pepper commercial that debuted on May 28, 2009, he premiered the first official snippet of D.O.C. 50 Cent and Eminem asserted in an interview on Bet's 106 and Park that Dr. Dre had around a dozen songs finished for D.O.C. 2008 to 2014, The Planets, A Break and Coachella. On December 15, 2008, Dre appeared in the remix of the song Set It Off by Canadian rapper Cardinal Official. The remix debuted on DJ Ski's radio show. At the beginning of 2009, Dre produced and made a guest vocal performance on the single Crack a Bottle by Eminem, and the single sold a record 418,000 downloads in its first week, and reached the top of the Billboard Hot 100 chart on the week of February 12, 2009. Along with this single, in 2009 Dr. Dre co-produced 19 of 20 tracks on Eminem's album Relapse. These included other hit singles, We Made You, Old Time's Sake, and Beautiful. On April 20, 2010, Under Pressure, featuring Jay-Z and co-produced with Scott Storch, was confirmed by Jimmy Iovine and Dr. Dre during an interview at Fenway Park as the album's first single. The song leaked prior to its intended release in an unmixed, unmastered form without a chorus on June 16, 2010. However, critical reaction to the song was lukewarm, and Dr. Dre later announced in an interview that the song, along with any other previously leaked tracks from D.O.C's recording process, would not appear on the final version of the album. Two genuine singles, Kush, a collaboration with Snoop Dogg and fellow rapper Akon, and I Need a Doctor, with Eminem, and singer Skylar Grey, were released in the United States during November 2010 and February 2011 respectively. The latter achieved international chart success, reaching number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100 and later being certified double platinum by the RIAA and the Australian Recording Industry Association. On June 25, 2010, the American Society of Composers, Authors and Publishers honored Dr. Dre with its Founders Award for inspiring other musicians. In an August 2010 interview, Dre stated that an instrumental album titled The Planets is in its first stages of production, each song being named after a planet in the solar system. On September 3, Dre showed support to longtime protege Eminem, and appeared on his and Jay-Z's Home and Home tour, performing hit songs such as Still Dre, Nothing But A.G., Thang, and Crack a Bottle, alongside Eminem and another protege, 50 Cent, sporting an R.I.P. Proof shirt. Dre was honored by Eminem telling Detroit's Comerica Park to do the same. They did so by chanting "Detox," to which he replied, "I'm coming." On November 14, 2011, Dre announced that he would be taking a break from music after he finished producing for artists Slim the Mobster and Kendrick Lamar. In this break, he stated that he would work on bringing his Beats by Dre to a standard as high as Apple, and would also spend time with his family. On January 9, 2012, Dre headlined the final nights of the 2012 Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival, on the weekends of April 13 to 15 and April 20 to 22, 2012. In a June 2014 interview with Wrap Up TV, Marsha Ambrosius talked about working on Dr. Dre's third album. She stated that she had gone to Hawaii before the end of 2013 for a few weeks to work with him on so many things, including his upcoming album and a project of her own among other unspecified projects. Ambrosius also told Wrap Up TV that Dr. Dre's third album is no longer called Detox, but didn't reveal the new title. In a September interview with Shots Fired that same year, Aftermath Entertainment in-house producer Dawn Parker confirmed the title change. Parker also refrained from revealing the new title, because of the fact that the title hadn't been leaked online. He also told Shots Fired that there are as many as 300 beats that have been created for the album over the years, but few of them have had vocals recorded over them. The length of time that Detox had been recorded for, as well as the limited amount of material that had been officially released or leaked from the recording sessions, had given it considerable notoriety within the music industry. Numerous release dates had been given for the album over the years since it was first announced, although none of them transpired to be genuine. Several musicians closely affiliated with Dr. Dre, including Snoop Dogg, fellow rappers 50 Cent and Game and producer DJ Quick, had speculated in interviews that the album will never be released due to Dr. Dre's business and entrepreneurial ventures having interfered with recording work, as well as causing him to lose motivation to record new material. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe below. Please like and subscribe below.